Hello, this is Doc Progeny again. I have been asked about tables. The question I have is A, how to create tables. B, once you have the table created in Progeny, how do you format it on the datasheet? So I'm going to start out today by just creating a brand new table. I'm just going to create a new data folder. I'm just going to call it test table. You can see here you can set the security, you can override the field security. I'm just going to do a very basic folder. So there's test table here, and I'm just going to create some simple fields. So I'm going to create date 1 as a date field, because you normally have a date field in most tables, but not always. And next I'm going to put a few alphanumerics. So I'm going to do alpha 1, create that as a text field. And I'm going to do gamma 3. And then finally, I'm going to do delta 4, like so. So I've got 4 fields that I'm going to include in my table. And then I'm going to do something called the test table, like so. Make that a table field here. And then all I'm going to do is simply lasso all of those fields and drop it here to define the table structure. Okay, simple. Nice and easy. So that's for now the table structure. So I'm going to simply open up a random individual in this case. I'm just going to choose this individual 1. And you can see here that they're showing up with the individual studies format. What I'm simply going to do is go form design and add on a tab, which is going to say table, like so. And then what I'm going to do is click on the fields tab here, go down to that test table, and then just drag and drop this table in here. Now you'll see, as I lasso that and make it a bit bigger, you can see actually you've got the data in the right position. That's normally at the beginning, but actually I want it to be alpha, delta, gamma, like so. Okay, so how do I do that? Well, the first thing you do is right click on the table, under form design, sorry, and show fields. And so what you have to do here is switch the order. So 1 is correct, 2 is correct, then I want to switch gamma to 4 and delta to 3. And I can run that. So now I've got alpha, delta, gamma. Now to change the width of these columns, I simply have to do this in data entry mode. And it's really important you do it in data entry mode. So I'm just going to move these around a little. If you do it too far like that, you can flip it around. So the order you do it in is actually quite important. I'm going to move that, like so. So if you make this one small at the end, you'll end up with a scroll bar. Now, scroll bars are great, but you don't always want them. So okay, now I have the table in the correct format. I could switch things around a little more, but I'm going to leave it as it is. What you need to do now to make this stick is to go to Form Design, right-click, and save this as a format. And I'm simply going to save this as Test Table Format, like so. I'm going to make this the default format for this table. Click OK. Let's just check that's OK. Yep, see, there it is. That's OK. Now, if I close this individual, it's going to ask me to save changes. I'm going to click yes and just save it as it is. Just overwrite. Now, when I come back in, we're going to check that that has kept that format, and it has. So you can see, not only have I got the order of the fields in the way that I want it, I now have the column widths defined as well. Okay, that's all for today. If you've got any questions, drop me a line.